this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/know stuff to learn more.
Mom, can I have Lingo Kids? Dad, Lingo Kids, please!
When did we become the Lingo Kids house?
No idea. Last week it was dinosaurs. This week it's...
Lingo Kids!
Why Lingo Kids?
Because it's the best thing ever. We can play games with astronauts, wild animals, and superheroes.
With more than 4,000 interactive games, songs, and shows, Lingo Kids is the #1 entertainment platform for young kids.
So, no dinosaurs?
And dinosaurs! Lingo Kids!
Everything kids love. Download it for free.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Charles W. Chuck Bryant. There's Jerry. We are dancing on the ceiling. Whoa, what a feeling. That song holds up, by the way. I heard it recently.
Oh, yeah?
Lionel Richie holds up, my man.
Yeah, sure. At the Commodores?
Great stuff.
Great stuff. I think like two of the most underrated bands of the 70s were Earth, Wind & Fire and the Commodores.
I think Earth, Wind & Fire was underrated. They were a super star group.
Underrated as far as like today, like, I don't know, you don't hear a lot about that kind of thing. It's all like about the big rock bands.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like Badfinger and Foreigner and
Foghat?
Yeah. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Maybe they weren't underrated. How about this? Two of the best bands from the 70s were the Commodores and Earth, Wind & Fire.
I agree, man.
Rated just perfectly.
I've said, I don't mean to be argumentative. But
No.
I mean, I've said that before. Like, I wonder if Earth, Wind & Fire is possibly the greatest band that's ever been.
They're pretty amazing.
They are amazing. And the different sounds that they took on.
Absolutely.
Like, it was never just like, we hit it and we're going to stick with it. They were not like AC/DC in other words. And AC/DC's great, man. They got their thing, but they figured it out from song one, and they're still doing it today.
Simple rock riff played over and over and over.
Right.
Yeah.
But it works for them.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind & Fire, man, they tried it all.
Yeah, and please don't write in about the complexity of AC/DC. I love AC/DC, but they will even admit that they do one thing well.
Yeah. Which is rock.
Yeah, it's a blues riff. I used to think they were heavy metal when I was a kid, which is very funny to think about.
Yeah, first heavy metal
not
band.
Heavy metal at all.
Who was it? I always hear Black Sabbath, but I suspect it goes back before that.
Sabbath is usually kind of counted as the first.
Yeah.
But it's all sort of variations of the blues still.
Right. All comes down to the blues.
That's right.
There ain't nobody leave here without singing the blues. Can you name that movie?
Is it Crossroads?
You would think, no, it's the opposite movie of Crossroads, Adventures in Babysitting.
That is the opposite of Crossroads. That's funny. Yeah, I remember that part.
So, base jumping.
Mm-hmm. Has nothing to do with the blues unless you die.
Right, unless you're one of the base jumping fatalities.
And one of the dudes, which I will touch on later, a big base jumper wrote an article like how to get started, Tom Aiello.
Uh-huh.
And one of his frightening things he says is, if you are not ready to die base jumping, then you are not ready to base jump.
Yeah. I ran across that kind of sentiment too.
Like the dangers are so vast that you can anticipate being injured almost certainly at some point if you do a lot of base jumping.
That's right. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's pretty much the next step in danger is to just jump off a cliff without any parachute at all.
Yeah, and I think one of the, that's if you, like, I don't think a lot of people base jump once, then they're like, that was kind of neat.
Yawn.
Like, it kind of, it becomes one of your driving forces in your life. Base jumpers are all in.
Yeah.
That's the best way to say it.
And I remember kind of like came up in the 90s, wasn't it? It was like, it became a big deal in the 90s. Or that's when I became aware of it. But
Yeah.
it's way older than that. Well, it's a couple decades older. It's about a decade older than the 90s. It's from the late 70s, I guess is another way to put it.
Well, before we get into the history, let's at least say what base jumping is, because some people might live under a rock and they don't know what base jumping is. It's actually an acronym.
It is.
What does it stand for?
It stands for buildings, antennas, spans, aka bridges, and earth, aka cliffs.
Yeah, buildings are probably quite a rush to jump off of, but they're tough to get in.
Yeah.
And you're most certainly doing something illegal.
Yeah, there's pretty much not a building in existence you're legally allowed to jump off of.
No, unless you have a special arrangement. I'm sure.
Meaning you've lined the mayor's pockets with cash.
Yeah, or if you're doing, I imagine some of like the Red Bull team arranges for a famous jump.
Right, and Red Bull lines the mayor's pockets with cash.
All right, there you go. The antennas are super popular because they're not as heavily guarded, but they're still really tall, and they're usually out in the middle of nowhere.
Right, that's very appealing.
A little less risky.
Right.
Not for death, but less risky for being caught.
Right, and for causing injury to other people, which is a big thing with buildings.
Yeah.
Antennas, it's like you're going to injure a cow that you run into.
Right.
Who cares?
Spans, these are very popular, not only because it's fun and gorgeous to leap off of a bridge, like the New River Gorge Bridge in West Virginia.
Thing that connects this podcast to
bridges.
That's right.
But because sometimes it is legal, like the one day of the year that they have Bridge Day there.
Yeah. There's also one in Idaho where it's legal year-round.
Oh, really?
Without a permit. You can just go and jump. And there was actually a fatality there. A guy set his parachute on fire as part of a stunt and died.
Oh, I pulled that article. That was just a few weeks ago.
Was it that recent?
Yeah, it was in late May.
Oh. I had the impression it was a couple of years back or whatever. So he set his parachute on fire and died?
Yeah. He's a 73-year-old guy.
Right, yeah.
Unless it was just an updated version, then it is old. Or it's new, unless it's...
Right, I gotcha.
But, he set his parachute on fire with the aim of throwing another parachute out.
Right.
And it was just not a very smart thing to do.
No, his flaming parachute, I think, continued on without him.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess his other parachute, I think he just came out of his other parachute, it never deployed.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, which is sad that they have that stuff.
There's a lot of that there's a lot of base jumping and skydiving deaths on YouTube.
Yeah.
Tons of them.
Well, you know why? Because they all film each other.
Well, yeah.
Thanks to the GoPro. Mm-hmm. And finally, Earth. And that is when you're jumping off like El Capitan or a cliff or a fjord. Pretty, what? Just like the word fjord?
It sounded like the list could have just kept going indefinitely,
Nah.
I do like the word fjord, though. It's a good word. You rarely see an F and a J next to each other.
Yeah, that's true. They don't get along historically. All right, so you want to talk about the history?
Yeah, I think before we get started, we should say, Chuck, that no one should base jump ever. We certainly aren't saying that you should. We're just talking about base jumping.
Well, you should definitely do what we talk about later, which is how to get started in base jumping and follow those rules.
Get started in base jumping. Think about base jumping, and then don't do it.
I think it's super cool. Like, I can watch those videos all day long.
Yeah.
But not for me.
Yeah.
As far as execution.
I have to say also, I ran across a video that to me is even scarier than a base jumping video. And it was these two dudes. I don't know if they were Ukrainian. They're part of the former Soviet states. Mm-hmm. I don't remember where they're from. I'm sorry. But they just climb stuff.
Oh, I've seen it, dude.
And they climb
with their iPhones, they're like, look at where we are.
Yeah. No ropes, no harnesses, no parachute, no nothing.
It makes me want to vomit.
I almost fainted. Yeah. I literally almost fainted watching this video.
I've totally seen that, man.
They were climbing the world's second tallest building. I can't remember what it was called, but it's in China. And the tops of other skyscrapers are hundreds of feet below them.
Yeah.
There's the cloud line is below them. Mm-hmm. And they're just standing on this antenna connected to nothing.
Yeah. I mean, there's there's no fear going whatsoever. They're not capable of it.
Like, you have to be just completely out of your mind. Like, they're broken in some way, shape, or form to be able to do that and not just, like, I think I'd probably just be like, I'd just let go because I'd want the terror to be over one way or another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And these guys are just like, hey, how's it going? Like, giving each other five and stuff
the
up
whole
there.
thing just makes me nervous.
Oh.
Have you seen the trailer for the new, they're making a movie about the guy who did the high wire walk between the Twin Towers?
I did see that before Mad Max.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Did you like it?
I left Mad Max and I was like, I want to go buy all the Mad Max toys now. I want to see all the sequels they're going to make right now.
Yeah.
It was a great movie.
Well, you came in wearing that iron face mask. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I made it myself. Could you tell? Out of aluminum foil and rubber bands.
Long story short, which is not true, that trailer for the Robert Zemeckis movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, that made me want to vomit when he just...
I was waiting for it to. It didn't hit me like that.
Oh, man. Well, it's just a teaser. He just basically, like, walks up to the top and looks and says, like, in his mind, I want to do this, but he just stands up on the edge.
Right.
And I can't take that stuff.
And it's based on the guy who actually did that in real life.
Oh, yeah.
And they made a documentary about it, I think back in the 70s, called Man on Wire.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And a dude in the mid 70s who is a high wire artist illegally went up to the top of the World Trade Center and climbed from one tower to the other on a high wire.
Yeah, great documentary, and I have faith in this movie.
And I think it's in 3D, isn't it? Or it's going to be?
I'm sure. I don't do 3D,
I can't
though.
imagine that one, though, in 3D. I saw Tintin in 3D. It was all right.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
I mean, I know what you're saying. Did you see Mad Max in 3D?
No.
I didn't either.
I don't see 3D anymore, is what I'm saying.
Did you
like
see,
at all.
Did you ever see, was it Friday the 13th Part 3 came out in 3D?
Nope.
That was a good one.
That was back when 3D stunk.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, when it was like, things looked still kind of blue and red at the same time.
Yeah, like now it's supposedly good. I just don't enjoy it.
And the cardboard glasses were cutting into the bridge of your nose and you were bleeding on them.
Man, we can get sidetracked. Although that wasn't much of a sidetrack because we talked about, high wire walking. It's an extreme sport.
That's right.
Just like base jumping. So
we're going to talk about the history of base jumping.
Yes. If you talk about the distant history, early 19th century, there were some things going on that is essentially like base jumping. There was a dude named Frederick Rodman Law, and he jumped off the Brooklyn Bridge at one point.
Yeah, and the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, and the Bankers Trust Building on Wall Street.
And this is in like the 1910s.
Yeah, so I mean, technically he was base jumping, but these were just one-off stunts at this point.
Yes.
The same as in 1975 when Owen Quinn leapt from the World Trade Center. And there was another guy named Ron Boyles who jumped from the Royal Gorge Bridge in Colorado. So all this is happening, these little one-off stunts. And then in 1975, this guy named Carl Banish, there's a documentary about him actually called Sunshine Superman.
Yeah.
Did you see the trailer?
It is.
Looks really good.
It does.
And I think that is like now that one's coming out.
Yeah, it's in 2015.
Yeah. So he gets this idea. He goes to Yosemite to film some hang gliders, and these hang gliders, there's 3 dudes on a single hang, or a glider, I guess you call it.
Right.
And once they get out over the land, 2 of them drop off.
And I think they're flying off of El Capitan, which is like a few thousand feet tall, right?
I don't know how tall it is.
It's pretty tall. I think it's like 3,000 feet tall.
I mean, I've seen it, but from the bottom.
Okay.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
So these 2 dudes, Rich Piccarelli and Brian Johnson, they dropped off, they parachuted into the valley below, and Carl Banish was like, very interesting. I think we're onto something here, fellas. Mm-hmm. And so he got Rich Piccarelli in 1978 and said, let's do it, brother, and let's go to El Capitan and jump off of it.
Right.
And the guy's
like forget the hang glider. Leave that at home.
Yeah.
Instead, wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently when they went scouting the place to see if you could just basically base jump off of it, they lowered Banish over the edge on like a rope. and they heard him shout, "Eureka, we can jump from here."
Now pull me back up, please.
Right. Although from what I gather from this guy, he's probably like, you guys can just go. I'm going to hang out here for a while.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. So on August 8th, 1978, he took this new crew back to that location, and he, I think, was just filming at the time. And one by one, they jumped. And if you look at this documentary footage on the trailer of Sunshine Superman, these guys, like way before the GoPro, they're wearing like these toaster ovens on their head, essentially,
right,
attached to helmets, because even back then they wanted to film stuff. You know?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, Carl Banish, like, for that first jump, he had a number of different cameras going for different angles. And when he was documenting it, he would make people, like, do different takes of, like, walking into frame and stuff like that. He'd be like, okay, no, get back and do that again.
So he was
like, walk again. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have all that great old footage still, I guess, thanks to him. Sadly, he died.
Base jumping. But he was doing it solo, I guess, in 1984. He did a solo jump off a cliff in Norway, and no one saw him die, but they figured that he probably was steered into the cliff that he jumped from, which is called an off-heading jump.
Right.
Which is one of the bigger dangers in base jumping, as we'll see.
Oh, sure. Well, that's where he originally, I don't think we mentioned that these two guys, Michael Pelkey and Brian Schubert, were the first two that he heard of that actually did jump from El Capitan, but they did it with the old school round paratrooper parachutes.
And they got slammed into the cliff face again and again and again.
Breaking bones and foots and legs and things like that.
That's another video. There's a woman who who base jumped, and she went on to an off-heading opening. Is that what it's called? I believe it is. And you just see, like, she's getting just directed right into the cliff face again and again. I can't imagine. I mean, it killed her, but I can't imagine how anybody could survive something like that, because you're going so fast.
Yeah.
And all of that velocity is just being slammed into a cliff face. And then you'll bounce off and float away and then just come back in again.
You're at the mercy of nature at that point.
Right, but that's what happened with those two dudes in the 60s, the first two to parachute off of El Capitan.
Yeah.
And Carl Banish was like, I don't think the idea of jumping off of El Capitan with the parachute was wrong. Mm-hmm. I think their gear was just wrong.
Yeah.
And that's why Carl Banish is credited as being the father of base jumping, because he applied the techniques that are now the hallmarks of base jumping.
Yeah, different gear.
And the equipment, yeah.
Yeah, and he was also the guy, if you complete all four phases, the B, the A, the S, and the E, then you are assigned a number. And he's the one that started that.
But he was base number 4, though. He wasn't even number 1.
Because he was filming people, I think.
That's right.
Because his wife was base 3.
Right.
And so he was a feminist as well. He wasn't like, I got to be in front of you.
Yeah, you're a girl.
So base 1 was Phil Smith from Texas. And as of now, it's hard to get numbers. Then they point out pretty reasonably that a lot of these things happen under cover of night, and they're not reported necessarily. But as best as we can tell, they're up to like base 1800 plus.
Yeah.
At this point.
That's what I thought too.
And those are people who have completed, again, all 4 phases. Buildings, antennas, spans, and Earth. And originally it wasn't called base, it was called best.
Yeah. It was going to be buildings, Earth, span, and tower.
Yeah. So they just rearranged it a bit.
Yeah, apparently Carl Banish's wife, Jean, said she liked best, but Carl liked base, particularly because the first definition of the word was a platform on which something stands.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
And before I've known for a while it was an acronym, but before I knew it was an acronym, I just thought that's what it meant. Like you go stand on some base and you jump.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Carl Banish would have been proud.
That's right. All right, so let's take a break, and then we will talk about some of that gear right after this.
We've all had the experience of calling a business and just wanting to talk to a real person. Not an automated voice pretending to be human, an actual person who can listen and understand and offer help.
That's exactly what you can do with Ruby. Ruby is the virtual receptionist company that takes care of your callers when you're unavailable in the middle of something or simply don't want to pick up.
That's right. They can answer, screen, transfer calls. They can take messages, collect payments, book appointments, and more, all while making the people you serve feel special.
And best of all, it can help you be more productive. For example, 9 out of 10 lawyers who use Ruby log more billable hours per day than the national average.
And other professionals like plumbers and technicians win more customers while being able to stay focused on the job. But whatever kind of small business you run, Ruby is built to save you time, earn you more customers or clients, and make meaningful connections with the people you serve.
It's available 24/7, 365 days a year, and 100% based in the U.S. See why more than 15,000 small businesses use Ruby. Visit ruby.com, or better yet, call them at 844-900-RUBY. Work can be a little weird. One minute you're in a meeting that could have been an email. The next you're trying to decode corporate jargon that somehow means nothing. And don't even get us started on the quick sync that turns into a 45-minute deep dive.
Yeah, well, the truth is figuring out your career isn't always straightforward. Whether you're trying to grow, pivot, or just stay relevant, it can feel like you're navigating it all on your own. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in.
That's right. LinkedIn can help you grow your career, helping you confidently navigate your path with insights, ideas, and inspiration from your professional community. You can stay up to date with the latest trends in your field, connect with people who get it, and discover opportunities tailored to your goals, your experience, and what actually matters to you.
Whether you're looking for something new or just trying to grow where you are, LinkedIn gives you the tools and connections to move forward with confidence. Because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more.
All right, dude. So if you want a base jump, you just get an old 1960s Army parachute and you go at it, right?
Yep. Add some, get a weight vest.
Yeah,
for scuba diving.
So you can
some
fall
ankle
faster.
weights. Yeah. And,
pair of sunglasses, maybe.
Yep. Drink a gallon of whiskey.
Yeah.
And just fall off of the cliff.
That's right.
No.
What you need is the right gear. And what they found out pretty quickly was that something called a ram air parachute. And these are the ones that you see nowadays. You don't even see the round parachutes anymore. I guess you do if you jump from outer space.
Or if you're like a kind of a hipster vintage skydiver. You know what I mean?
We need to do one on skydiving, I guess. But
yeah, I guess we haven't.
No.
Yeah. Because I was like, this doesn't sound familiar like we've spoken about it before. So I was like, we're doing base jumping before skydiving.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do, especially if you're actually base jumping.
Well, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
So the ram air parachute is the one that you see a lot now, mostly now, which is the one that is rectangular, and they give you a lot more control on where you're going because you want to be able to steer this thing pretty quickly.
Right.
So you don't slam into the rock, because that's one of the two dangers is slamming into the rocks or slamming into whatever, the building.
Right. The two dangers are slamming into the thing you jumped off of.
Yeah.
Which is apparently the more frequent danger.
Or other things around, I guess.
Right. Or slamming into the ground.
Sure.
And like your chute not opening or something like that.
Yeah, and I think mostly, though, most injuries occur from slamming into structures.
Right.
And not improper deployment.
Right. And the thing about the ram air parachute is it's this rectangular parachute that allows you to maneuver yourself, guide yourself, increase or decrease your speed. You're much more in control than you are with a round parachute, which basically just slows your acceleration towards Earth, right?
That's right.
And with a ram air parachute, it works so well that when you are base jumping, you're faced with a problem. Because when you're skydiving, you have a lot of time. You're jumping at like well over 10,000 feet usually, right? you get to free fall for a while, and then say about 2,000 feet, you open your chute, and your chute can just take all the time in the world to open.
Well, ideally it happens pretty directly.
Yeah, but it's not like packed and then open.
Right.
There's a process that does take place over the course of maybe a second and a half.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That makes a lot of difference in going from free fall to floating, right?
Yeah.
As far as your body's concerned, and as far as changing your velocity and direction. Well, with base jumping, you don't have that amount of time. You need your chute to open pretty quick. And so when you open a ram air chute, all of a sudden, it can basically snap your neck. It opens so quickly and jerks you up.
Yeah.
Right? And since you have a lot of velocity because you're in free fall, when your chute opens and all of a sudden you're not free falling any longer, you're transferring some of that velocity to the chute, which can slam you into that cliffside.
Yeah.
So there's some things that you have to deal with if you're a base jumper that a skydiver wouldn't have to deal with. And there's been some clever solutions to those things.
Yeah, there's one device called a slider that basically reduces the rate at which those parachute lines spread out. So it's not going to deploy as quickly and snap your neck in half. Or not your neck, but well, I'm not sure what would happen if it jerked you hard.
Or your
snap your neck.
spine or something. It could tear you clean in half.
Okay.
But a slider is just like this piece of fabric that slides down the lines. And by doing that, it gives you a measure of control over how fast your chute opens.
That's right. You know the little pilot chutes?
Yeah.
Like if you've ever seen a skydiver, there's that little chute that comes out, and then that helps deploy the big chute.
Same with funny cars.
Did they have a pilot chute?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
The good ones do.
So you have a larger pilot chute if you're a base jumper, because you talked about velocity. There is some velocity, but not like you're skydiving. So you're actually going a lot slower in most cases, unless you're really like, jumping off something super, super tall.
Right.
So you're not going to be at like terminal velocity, which is what you count on for that chute to open real fast. So because you're not going as fast, you want a larger pilot chute so it can gather more air to deploy the real chute faster.
Right, and since you don't have that velocity, you also don't have the same amount of air pressure you would if you were at terminal velocity.
Right.
So that larger pilot chute gathers more air, it balances out the fact that you have less air pressure.
Right.
So yeah, it's going to open your chute faster.
And you talked about if you were skydiving, normally, if your chute malfunctions or something, not good, but you've got your backup chute and you have time, which is key, to think, well, things aren't going well with my regular chute. Let me deploy the backup chute.
Right.
Base jumpers
first,
probably don't even have backup chutes.
Let me make some toast.
Yeah.
I'll eat my toast and then I'll deploy my backup chute.
In the toaster oven on my head.
Right.
But a lot of times base jumpers don't even have backup chutes because there's just not enough time anyway.
Right.
It's not like they're like, screw it, man. Although they probably are. They're extreme dudes and ladies.
But even if they were like, I don't want to screw it, I really want a backup chute, they're totally useless, basically.
Hey, Josh wants a backup parachute.
Wuss.
All right, so let's talk about that chute and the accessibility. If you've ever seen a base jumper jump off with the parachute wadded up in their hand, that is a thing you can do if it's a shorter jump, because you just want to be able to throw that thing out almost right away.
Right.
Not a lot of free fall going on in that case.
No, if it's a little higher than that, they might just pack that pilot chute like in their pocket or something like that. But that leaves their hands free, and then they'll just reach into the pocket and pull out the pilot chute, rather than using a rip cord to deploy it.
Yeah, most of the base jumping, I think most of the rigs today have like a Velcro flap type of scene.
Yeah.
That they use. It's not even a rip cord necessarily.
Gotcha.
Just sort of packed in a pouch, a Velcro pouch.
And you just pull the Velcro off?
I think so, and just rip that away.
Gotcha.
Again, I will never do this, so I'm just going on research alone.
Same here.
No interest. If you're below 300 feet, you might even have to use a static line, and that is when there's a line actually attached, I think, to the thing you're jumping off of, right?
Yeah.
And it just immediately opens up.
Yeah, it like pulls your pilot chute out.
Yeah.
And then it disconnects from it, hopefully.
Yeah.
And that guy, Frederick Rodman Law, who jumped off of the Statue of Liberty, that was a static line jump.
Yeah, no, like when you see paratroopers, like one after the other in a plane.
Yep.
A lot of times those are static line jumps.
Yep. When they're leaving, there's a cord that's left behind after they jumped out.
Yeah.
That thing just pulled their pilot chute out.
That's right.
That's a low altitude jump technique.
That's right. I think off-heading opening, is that what you were talking about earlier?
Yes.
That's when you deploy the chute again and you just start going crazy.
Yeah, because again, especially if you're in free fall, if you have a couple of seconds to go into free fall with no chute deployed, no resistance other than your body, you can build up a pretty decent amount of velocity. And when your chute opens all of a sudden, you transfer that velocity to your chute, and your chute can spin you around in another direction, and all of a sudden you're going back toward the cliff or back toward the building, and you can be in big trouble.
Yeah, and while you have some control, it's not the kind of control that you're used to, like in a car or something.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just be like, ooh, let me stop immediately and go in the other direction.
Yeah, and even if you are an experienced base jumper or skydiver, it's not like you are using the cords on your parachute as often as you are like on your car. So it's not necessarily as natural reaction as it is to like steer your steering wheel out of the way of an oncoming truck.
Sure.
So it can be very easy to pull the wrong way or do the wrong thing or not react quite in time, even though that ram air parachute is giving you more control. You have to think so fast and under such sudden stress that you might not make the right decision.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that Tom Aiello says, think about if it's right for you. He said that it's a good fit, or it could be a good fit, if you are intellectually curious, you have good reactions, you respond quickly and correctly without having to think during an emergency. And you're very organized and detail-oriented. Like, if you're sloppy, if you're lazy,
do not base jump.
If you take too much time to suss out an emergency, you're not going to be a good base jumper.
Don't even try it.
Don't even try it.
No.
So body positioning is important when you deploy that chute. And I think the super safe way to base jump, if you call it that, would just be to jump off head first in that traditional face down form. Of course, now you see them doing like flips and tumbles and joining hands and spinning each other, and those are like the seriously experienced show people.
Right. But even when you do jump off and you're face toward the earth, right, and you're horizontal parallel to the earth with the chute deploying behind you, you don't want to take necessarily the normal skydiving pose with your arms out and your legs splayed. Yeah. You want to keep your arms to the side and your legs together and basically turn yourself into a bullet going away from the structure that you just jumped off of. It's called tracking, and it can reduce your chances of an off-heading opening.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. You want to get as far away from the thing that you just jumped off of as possible.
Exactly. And the best way to do that is to turn your body into a bullet that's being directed in the opposite direction.
Yeah, and let me correct something. When I said that these people now tumble and flip and do all those things, they do, but they still, when they go to deploy the chute, will end up in that traditional position.
Right.
It's not like they're upside down. They're like, this is a great time to throw out my parachute.
Right.
You know?
There was a pretty cool video that surfaced in the last year or two, I think, of some guys who jumped off the new World Trade Center tower at night.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
A lot of base jumping happens at night for obvious reasons, which seems super scary.
So we'll talk about the legalities and the ins and outs of base jumping right after this.
We've all had the experience of calling a business and just wanting to talk to a real person. Not an automated voice pretending to be human, an actual person who can listen and understand and offer help.
That's exactly what you can do with Ruby. Ruby is the virtual receptionist company that takes care of your callers when you're unavailable in the middle of something or simply don't want to pick up.
That's right. They can answer, screen, transfer calls. They can take messages, collect payments, book appointments, and more, all while making the people you serve feel special.
And best of all, it can help you be more productive. For example, 9 out of 10 lawyers who use Ruby log more billable hours per day than the national average.
And other professionals like plumbers and technicians win more customers while being able to stay focused on the job. But whatever kind of small business you run, Ruby is built to save you time, earn you more customers or clients, and make meaningful connections with the people you serve.
It's available 24/7, 365 days a year, and 100% based in the U.S. See why more than 15,000 small businesses use Ruby. Visit ruby.com, or better yet, call them at 844-900-RUBY. Work can be a little weird. One minute you're in a meeting that could have been an email. The next you're trying to decode corporate jargon that somehow means nothing. And don't even get us started on the quick sync that turns into a 45-minute deep dive.
Yeah, well, the truth is figuring out your career isn't always straightforward. Whether you're trying to grow, pivot, or just stay relevant, it can feel like you're navigating it all on your own. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in.
That's right. LinkedIn can help you grow your career, helping you confidently navigate your path with insights, ideas, and inspiration from your professional community. You can stay up to date with the latest trends in your field, connect with people who get it, and discover opportunities tailored to your goals, your experience, and what actually matters to you.
Whether you're looking for something new or just trying to grow where you are, LinkedIn gives you the tools and connections to move forward with confidence. Because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more.
All right, so why, my friend, is base jumping a fringe sport besides the fact that you could kill yourself?
Well, it's kind of a sport of outlaws.
That's right.
The Grabster wrote this article, and as he puts it, even if the jump itself isn't illegal, gaining access to prime jumping spots often involves trespassing, picking locks, climbing fences, and deceiving security guards.
I'm sure that is all part of the rush.
Yeah, deceiving security guards is a felony offense.
What's that from, or do you just make it up?
It's kind of a Dazed and Confused reference.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? Tampering with mailboxes is a federal offense. Here it says felony offense.
Man, some of the small parts in that movie, I'm pretty convinced were just regular folks. They weren't actors.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they were just friends of Linkletter who lived in Austin.
Yeah. Like a lot of the adults, like the convenience store guy and...
Oh, yeah.
And that
he
guy.
Showed up in... I think he's in Boyhood.
Yeah, he played the convenience store guy in Boyhood. It's a pretty nice little callback.
Bet he's a convenience store dude.
So... The National Park Service, obviously national parks are pretty popular because they have tall things and they don't have many people and they don't have many cops or park rangers. I mean, if you talk about the landmass, you're not going to see a park ranger for days sometimes.
Yeah, so the national parks are like, sure, base jump all you want, right?
No, for a little while, certain parks would allow it with a permit. Yosemite and El Capitan, they let that happen for like a few months before they realize it's probably not a good idea to be on the hook.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Park Service experience with base jumping from the start was a bad one. Yeah. Those two guys who jumped in the 60s had to be rescued and like medevaced out of there.
At great cost.
The National Park Service had to foot that bill.
Yeah.
So just from the get-go, they were like, yeah, base jumping sucks. Please don't do it here. But there was a law already on the books against having a parachute in the national parks. And apparently, it was to prevent hunters from resupplying using parachutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It had nothing to do with base jumping.
Interesting. So like a supply drop?
Yes.
So like, no, if you want supplies, you have to go out and then come back?
Yeah, I guess so. They're like, I need some more ammo to blow some deer's head off. I want a parachute.
So nowadays, you're going to get fined a couple of grand or more. You're going to get arrested, you're going to have to pay for any cost of medevacing you out.
Yeah.
They're going to take your gear. It's an expensive proposition if you get busted in a national park base jumping. Yet it
Take
still
your
happens.
Gear. That
all the
sounds
time.
like such a school principal move.
Yeah, I'm taking your parachute.
Your parachute has been confiscated.
They put it in the drawer.
You can have it back at the end of the
with
semester.
the chattering teeth and the Rubik's
Right.
Cube.
Right.
Buildings is always illegal, almost always illegal.
I didn't see one single building where it wasn't illegal.
I didn't either, but the fact that the article says almost makes me think there might be one.
Okay.
Or maybe it meant if there's an arrangement.
Right.
Like there's a great video of two guys, I think they were Red Bull guys.
Jumping off of the building in
Dubai?
Yeah.
Did you see that thing?
Yeah.
That was nuts, dude.
Vince Ruffett and Fred Fugan from 2014.
And again, thanks to the GoPro, you can get all of this stuff. Like the footage is amazing because you always have someone jumping with you, at least one other person with a camera.
Right.
Just filming you. And then they have cameras set up for the wide shots. And I mean, these dudes they flew in a spiral around the building.
Yeah, they did some pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I could watch this stuff all day. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Again, not interested in doing it. I would skydive though. I'm going to do that at some point. That seems less risky.
It is much less risky.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you go, they like sit you through a class and like it's just much more structured and formalized. One of the things about base jumping is that you, like normally if you're a base jumper, you're doing it after you've already become an experienced skydiver, and you're probably being taken under the wing of an experienced base jumper.
Ideally.
Whereas with skydiving, it's like, this is a business. Come sit down in this airplane hangar and watch this video, and I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to know. We're going to go up, and we've already done it 50 times today.
Yeah, it's like for a tandem jump. It's like if you've got $75 and sign a waiver, then you can jump out of a plane this afternoon.
Exactly. And they're still very scary.
Yeah. Have you ever done that?
I did a tandem jump. And
yeah,
it's very scary, but I just can't imagine a base jump.
Did the one thing I worry about with the tandem jump is I would just want the person to shut up behind me that's attached to me.
Yeah.
I would want to experience it just myself and not have someone in my ear going like, bro, check it out. Isn't this awesome?
I think if that happens, the skydiving company gives you another free one. If you're like, the guy was saying, bro, in my ear, I demand another jump that's uninterrupted.
See, I figured all of them did that. Like, you having fun, man? Isn't this great? No.
I don't know. I mean, not that I know of.
Because I would have felt bad saying, I'm very excited, sir.
Can you please keep it down?
Can you shut up?
I'm experiencing the majesty of this experience.
Well, I just don't want to be reminded that someone's attached to my my butt.
Dude, there's a video of a woman who is doing a tandem jump. And first, to start off with, she's holding onto the sides of the plane and is pushing back on the guy who's trying to push her out, the tandem jumper.
So she's fighting the jump?
He has to grab her wrists and pull them in and then push her out.
Is that legal?
I wouldn't think so. And then secondly, she's obviously she's not wearing a suit. She's just wearing her street clothes. So she's got like her arms in the harness. Not hooked into the harness, just her arms are. And almost immediately she starts to slide out. So she's doubled up with like her legs and her arms, like at her face, her feet sticking into the air.
Is this in Turkey?
Just hanging out. I don't know where it was, but just, it didn't appear to be in Turkey.
Or Dollywood?
Right. But Dolly would never allow something like that in her park.
I think you'd be offended.
And she survived. They lived. But like the chute, it's just like the pilot chute's just hanging out at first.
Wow.
And you're like, what is going to happen? It is so scary. And to start, the woman obviously didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
She gets forced out of the plane and then like almost slides out of the harness.
Well, it sounds like she was like doing her taxes and someone abducted her.
It kind of looks that way, actually.
Send me that video, will you?
I will.
Very interesting. And it's not a movie? You sure?
It didn't look like a movie.
I'm like, wait, that's Kathleen O'Hara.
Right. That's Romancing the Stone.
That's Kathleen Turner.
I know.
And I think it's Catherine O'Hara.
It made me think of Romancing the Stone.
Yeah, I hear you.
Catherine O'Hara? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought of her. She just seems like someone who'd be down with that. You know?
She was the mom in Home Alone, among many, many, many other things, right?
That's right.
That's Catherine O'Hara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, she's an SCTV vet?
I think so. Jerry just nodded. So at least she knows what SCTV is. It says, guarding your spots. What base jumpers don't want to do is mess it up for other base jumpers. So they say, like, the worst thing you can do is either get hurt or killed, because that's going to be a dead giveaway, literally. Or just, being a jerk, getting arrested, drawing attention to this otherwise cool spot to base jump.
Right.
It's a very secretive thing.
Yeah.
It's among the code.
I couldn't find what it referenced, but apparently there was a base jumper in Atlanta who got caught trying to jump off of a building.
I looked for that too.
And some other base jumpers went to his house and beat him up for bringing heat onto their sport.
Locals only.
Yeah.
That
is
like the
kind of
surfers.
Point Break, yeah.
Well, the new Point Break are base jumpers.
Why can't Hollywood come up with a brand new concept? Like, even if all of the good ideas have been used before, right?
Yeah.
And everything's still a category, like a spy movie, a bank robber movie, a romantic comedy. Like, all of these things are still just categories. There's still room for creativity. Still, that you don't have to go, what movie was big in the 80s? Let's remake it, except worse. Mm-hmm. It drives me crazy, man. I've not seen one remake, with the exception of Mad Max, that was worthwhile.
Well, that wasn't a remake. At all.
Was it supposed to be like a prequel or something like that?
No, it's just I guess you would call it a reboot. It's just like
a reboot.
Here's a new version of a character that's already been established. But it's not like canon, as they say.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But do you agree?
Oh, of course.
Can you think of one thing that was already done from the 80s, like a good movie from the 80s that was redone recently, or even added to? That
was better?
That was even good?
I'd have to look. I mean, there's probably a couple, but not many.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It always seems like a bad idea for sure. Let's remake Ghostbusters. Or just let Ghostbusters exist as great.
I'm reserving judgment on that one.
Well, it may be good. They've got a great director. And
who is it?
I think it's Paul Feig from, he directed Bridesmaids, but he was he did a lot of the Freaks and Geeks back in the day.
Oh, okay.
He's a very smart and funny guy.
For some reason, I thought you were talking about Mike Figgis, and I'm like,
that'd be very strange.
Yeah, that's who's directing Ghostbusters.
Can I read a little more about how to get started from this guy?
Uh-huh.
Tom Aiello, I think this was in, was this in Apex, from the Apex website?
Yeah,
perhaps.
I think so.
So after checking yourself to see if you're a good fit, like I said, if you have good reaction time and handle emergencies well and all that good stuff, then make the decision to do so. And he said, in my short time in the sport, I've seen 2 life flight helicopters from the outside, 2 more from the inside the back of a police car, several broken noses, and a funeral. I've also spent 3 weeks in intensive care and 18 hours in neurosurgery.
Wow.
So his contention is if you base jump like hundreds of times, like most of those people do, you will get hurt at some point. And that, just know that getting into it.
And people do die.
Oh, yeah.
From what I saw, 180 people have died since 1981, but that was as of February 2012.
And by the way, I think we should say, we're making a lot of jokes about how you can die base jumping. It's obviously super tragic when someone dies doing anything.
Yes.
So I don't want to, make it like we're taking, making light of that kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't think we were we?
No, I just wanted to make sure. I'm sensitive to that kind of thing.
Well, sure, yeah. Someone dies is tragedy.
Yeah.
Especially when they die young.
Yeah, which most base jumpers, except for the 73-year-old.
Right.
Who lit his parachute on fire. And again, I giggled. Not funny.
You're just this is like an Ouroboros.
I know. I think I get uncomfortable about death and I laugh.
Man, have you ever seen that one King of the Hill where Khan is giving that eulogy at Buckley's funeral? And he talks about the man who's being chased by a tiger. and the tiger chases him off the cliff, and the man starts to fall, but he stops and he grabs himself, and he holds on by this root, and it turns out it's a strawberry plant. And he says that he knows at that moment that he is going to die.
Yeah.
And he reaches up and he plucks a strawberry from the strawberry plant and eats it, and it's the sweetest strawberry he's ever had.
Nice.
It's a great scene. Like, they animated it in like this Chinese illustration.
Oh, wow. I don't remember
it's
that.
really great.
I remember when he first met Khan, when Khan said he was Laotian. He was like, "You're from the ocean?"
Right. Yeah.
Good stuff. So where were we? I think 5 or 6 have died this year.
So more than 180.
Dean Potter and Graham Hunt. Dean Potter is like one of the biggest like extreme dudes out there, and he passed away at Yosemite recently.
Really?
Yeah. He was doing the wingsuit flying.
So that's pretty nuts in and of itself.
It's amazing.
You know, I was looking at some of that stuff you sent me. I was looking at some wingsuit stuff, and I thought, like, why would they not put wingsuits in the top of tall buildings, like in office towers, just like you have life vests on a boat?
I think because it takes a lot of experience to successfully fly in a wingsuit and deploy your parachute.
The thing is, though, like...
Well, like, why not just put parachutes?
Yeah, I mean, why not? It just seems like a good idea. I would guess wingsuits are a lot cheaper. Even if it's a terrible, cruddy wingsuit, it's still worth the shot.
Well, have you seen some of those videos? The wingsuit flying?
It's crazy.
It's amazing. Like, humans are flying at this point.
There was one I saw. I don't remember if you sent it to me or I stumbled across it, but they had a camera set up in like this grassy meadow.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy comes and flies right overhead.
It looks like he's like 20 feet off the ground.
Yeah. And the grass like moves like an airplane just flew over it.
Yeah.
Like it just ripples.
It's unbelievable.
That guy was going fast.
That started in the late 90s. The modern wingsuit was developed by a guy, or squirrel suit, because they're like little flying squirrels, basically.
Right, yeah.
Patrick de Gaillardon in France. He died at 38 from base jumping.
Are you guys seeing a pattern here?
Yeah.
Like a lot of base jumpers died base jumping.
Yeah.
Died young.
That was based, though, on an earlier design by this guy, this base pioneer, John Carta, that they called the Birdman. And he was a Vietnam veteran in, like, the 70s. He was creating these wingsuits that didn't work nearly as well, but he was still jumping off of stuff.
It probably worked good enough to jump out of an office tower if it's on fire.
He died, too. But I don't think base jumping.
No.
I think he died, like, in a plane crash.
Banana peel.
Probably going to skydive. But you can fly, I think the record, I don't know if it still stands, is like close to 5 miles of flight in a wingsuit.
Wow. I believe it.
In 4 or 5 minutes.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
That's like a mile a minute. That's 60 miles an hour.
So the final few things you should think about, make sure that you are always prepared to not do anything that doesn't feel right and not be afraid to back down. That's a big one, is to be able to say, nah, this isn't good. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to die. I don't want to base jump successfully is the goal.
Right.
And this one is horrifying. Tell your family and write a sealed letter to your friends and family on the event that you die, explaining exactly why you have decided to take up base jumping and what you get out of it and why you are willing to risk death. Give sealed copies to your family and your base mentor to open in the event of death.
Right.
And then make at least 200 skydives as his, and then sort of mimic base jumping as much as you can, like wait as long as you can to open, do a lot of tracking. They call it max tracking.
Yeah.
Find a mentor, get a good base rig, and he suggests spending the money and taking an actual class from a manufacturer. They have called first jump course classes. And he said, even if you have a mentor, even if you've done it 100 times, just spend the money and make sure you know how to do the rigs and everything correctly. Good
Wise
advice.
words, Aiello.
Yeah.
Wise words.
This is Danny Aiello, base jumping expert.
You got anything else?
I got nothing else.
If you want to know more about base jumping, type those words in the search bar at howstuffworks.com. Look up Paul Aiello.
Yes.
And Paul Feig and Mike Figgis.
Yeah, and then don't base jump.
Yeah. just stay at home and watch base jumping videos.
You can do that all day long.
And since I said search bar, I think somewhere in there, it's time for listener mail.
I don't think anyone's ever died watching a base jumping video, have they?
You could.
Yeah.
But it's probably because you just eaten 7 or 8 pounds of Taco Bell. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And
died on the toilet.
Well, that's it for me.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to call this New Zealand gang, the Mongrel Mob. Hey guys, I'm from Wellington. I thought I'd share some light on one of New Zealand's more prominent gangs, the Mongrel Mob. They began when a group of mainly European Utes from Wellington and Hawke's Bay in the 1960s. The mob wears red regalia, often fusing the cultural tattoo work of the Maori people.
I feel like we talked about them in the Maori episode.
Oh, we may have. The Mongrel Mob?
Either that, is it a motorcycle gang?
I don't know. I'm sure some of them have motorcycles.
So I think we did talk about them in the Maori episode.
I think they're a Vespa gang. They're Vespa toughs.
There's one driving and then one riding side saddle and back.
Yeah. As well as portraits of bulldogs with their tattoos and occasionally Nazi symbols that are synonymous with the gang, such as swastikas and the slanted SS symbol.
Boo!
Yeah, that are said to be included to provide a contradiction with the British symbol of the bulldog. I don't know.
Makes sense.
Like most gangs, the Mongrel Mob is involved in organized crime and thus has been associated with an aggressive and feared stereotype of how these people live their lives.
You just said stereotype like a New Zealander.
Did I?
Yeah, you went stereotype.
Weird. Maybe it's how he spelled it. Nope.
Stereotype.
What I think is overlooked, though, guys, is the communal family roles that gangs or chapters inherit because of the need of an individual. And we did talk about that some.
Yeah, don't know how you got that as overlooked, buddy.
He's a nice fella. At least in some parts of New Zealand, the mob is seen as an ingrained part of the community and a source of solidarity. And I've thrown a link to a Vice article below about a photographer who spent 8 years with the mob, documenting and taking portraits, amazing portraits, of some of his members. And Vice is awesome, so we'll always plug them. So just look up portraits of New Zealand's mighty mongrel mob from Vice.com. It's pretty neat. And he said, "Thanks, guys. Love your work. You've killed a lot of potential silence over the years. Professional silence killers." Band name?
Yeah. Kill it with our bare hands.
Regards from the long white cloud. I guess that's New Zealand.
Stereotype.
Sam Vanderkolk.
Great name.
Yeah.
Excellent name. Throw a little Dutchiness in there. Great name.
Dutch tilt.
Vanderkolk.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks a lot, Sam. Also, somebody, I don't know who it was, so I apologize to you if you're listening, tweeted to us an article that I have yet to read but looks awesome. It's about Disney gangs.
What?
Yeah. I will send it to you.
Shut up.
No, seriously. I was looking over it, and I'm like, is this just like a hoax article?
Does that mean
or
gangs
like
that hang out in Disney World and rough people up, or gangs that wear Mickey Mouse costumes?
I don't think they rough people up. They don't wear Mickey Mouse costumes, but they wear they'll have Disney gang stuff tattooed on them. They wear Disney biker jackets with their gang symbols have Mickey Mouse involved, and they're Disney gangs. So they're Disney-centered gangs.
So you're talking about Holly from Stuff You Missed in History class.
If she isn't a member, then she at least knows a member. There's no way she doesn't.
Or she just doesn't know about it yet.
There's no way.
Yeah.
She's too into Disney.
Agreed.
So if you want to get in touch with us to let us know about a gang in your area or a base jump that you did or whatever, you can tweet to us at SYSK Podcast. You can join us on Facebook.com/StuffYouShouldKnow. You can send us an email to StuffPodcast@HowStuffWorks.com. And as always, join us at our home on the web, StuffYouShouldKnow.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit HowStuffWorks.com.
Can I have Lingo Kids? Dad, Lingo Kids, please!
When did we become the Lingo Kids house?
No idea. Last week it was dinosaurs. This week it's...
Lingo Kids!
Why Lingo Kids?
Because it's the best thing ever. We can play games with astronauts, wild animals, and superheroes.
With more than 4,000 interactive games, songs, and shows, Lingo Kids is the #1 entertainment platform for young kids.
So, no dinosaurs?
And dinosaurs! Lingo Kids!
Everything kids love. Download it for free.
Imagine never buying gas again. Well, you can with an electric vehicle. EVs are easy to charge as your phone and perfect for everyday life. You can drive daily with confidence everywhere you go. Most Americans drive just 40 miles a day, and most EVs are equipped with 200 to 400 miles of range. Plus, they've got fewer parts, they require fewer repairs, and they produce fewer headaches. And with all those pluses, it's no surprise that we're seeing more and more EVs on the road, which makes the planet happier and happier. The way forward is electric. You can learn more about EVs at electricforall.org.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.